I'm Christy Goranson, and welcome to Washington Grown. I'm here at the very busy Port of Seattle, and millions of our potatoes are exported from here to numerous countries around the world. Today, we're going to take a closer look at how potatoes are exported and where they're going. We'll get a rare tour of a Lamb Weston processing plant, one of the leading suppliers of frozen potato products in the world.
There's some potatoes in there that are like bigger than my head.
And we're in the kitchen with the galloping gourmet Graham Kerr, using Washington potatoes to debut a new delicious dish. Then we're heading to Araya's place in Western Washington to cook up an incredible potato curry dish.
It is so lovely.
All this and much more on Washington Grown.
Explosion of fragrance.
Safety first, that's my motto.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, her bicep's bigger than mine.
First, I'm heading to Araya's place in Seattle's University District. It's a vegan Thai restaurant with locations in both Seattle and Los Angeles. Araya's opened almost 30 years ago and was the first vegan Thai restaurant in the Northwest. We showed up during the restaurant's lunch buffet, but they also serve made-to-order dishes.
Cherie and her mom, Araya, are the masterminds behind the food here. And thanks for having us today.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah. What are people going to find when they walk into Araya's?
We're very family oriented, so everybody that comes in is part of our family. We have fresh Thai food, so if you're looking for good Thai food, come to Araya's.
This is the place.
And she has many customers ready to back that statement up.
I love it. Been coming here for years.
Really?
Yeah. I'm a hardcore carnivore, and I was brought here by a vegetarian and fell in love with it and just kept coming after that. This is what I do every single time. A curry on top of the brown rice, a little pineapple rice, pad thai, the spring rolls, and then a couple of vegetables just to look good.
I've been eating here for like 12 years, and it just doesn't get old. It's always really tasty, and everything is always consistent.
We're addicted. We come a little too often, maybe. What are the things that people just can't get enough of?
I would say the #1 signature dish is our famous avocado curry.
Really?
You can't get it anywhere. If you do get anywhere, they're copying. Because we made it.
Later in the show, we're going into the kitchen with Araya and Cherie to make a delicious potato curry dish.
Let's dig in.
Let's go.
We're meeting up with potato farmer Jared Balcom in Pasco. A portion of his potatoes are turned into French fries, hash browns, and other potato products that end up in countries all over the world.
So how long have you been a potato farmer?
I have been a potato farmer for 18 years.
Wow. But this is a family.
This is a family deal. So I was born and raised here in Pasco and born and raised on the farm. So I've been around it my whole life.
What's it like having a family farm and knowing that you're kind of carrying on the tradition?
You know, when I was younger, I didn't really understand it. But now that I'm older, there's a lot of pride that's involved in that. I'm a 4th generation farmer. So my great-grandfather started, and I have a little son and a daughter too. So I hope that someday they'll continue that on.
Once your potatoes are dug up, where do they go?
It depends. Sometimes we'll dig them and feed them directly to the plant. So right out of the field to the plant, they'll be processed, turned into French fries. In September, we will start to put them in storage. We'll fill buildings like this, and then we'll pull those out through the rest of the year to supply the market year-round.
Where are those French fries going, and where are your potatoes ending up?
We are a huge export state. The majority of our potatoes that are delivered to the processing industry all go overseas.
What's that like to you, knowing that your potatoes, that 4 generations being exported?
We're pretty proud of that, that we're able to produce something that everybody in the world can enjoy and that it's acceptable around the world. So we take a lot of pride in making sure it's a safe product, that it's a good product, and that, you know, people want it.
So once the potatoes are loaded into a truck, how do they become French fries? We're off to Quincy to tour one of Lamb Weston's many potato processing plants and see the next step in getting Jared's potatoes to customers around the globe. I met up with plant manager Mark Peterson to chat with him about Lamb Weston.
Tell me a little bit about Lamb Weston. What happens here?
Lamb Weston is a leading supplier of frozen potato products. We do everything from hash browns to French fries in different cut styles, crisp cuts, twisters. We do mashed potatoes, natural potato chips.
Is it all potatoes that you guys deal with?
The majority of Lamb Weston is potatoes, but we do have a vegetable processing plant in Washington State that also processes and packages frozen vegetables.
A lot of potatoes move in and out of here.
That's correct. Roughly, we produce over 1 million pounds of frozen French fries here a day.
That's amazing.
Now we're off to take a tour of the plant.
This is a fresh French fry.
These potatoes, they were harvested this morning.
This morning.
It's kind of neat because, they can go from being in the ground this morning to a finished in a box, frozen in about, an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Washington grows potatoes pretty big, don't they?
Best in the world.
Once the potatoes arrive from the field, they're washed and pressurized steam takes the peels off.
There's some potatoes in there that are like bigger than my head.
There are some huge ones, pounders.
Then water transports the potatoes 60 miles an hour through knives to cut them into fries.
Those are perfect.
Then the potatoes are blanched in hot water, dried, battered, fried in oil, and frozen. Once the fries are finished, they're packaged, placed on a pallet, and trucked to the port where they're shipped all over the world.
We ship into over 100 different countries. Wow. Very, very heavy into the Pacific Rim, but not only, obviously 100 countries, there's a lot of countries that we ship into.
Here in the United States, your products just go everywhere.
Our products can be found at pretty much any quick service restaurant, full service restaurants. If you go to your local grocery store, and you go into the frozen French fry aisle, you will find our products. About 60% of products that are under private brand is going to be a Lamb Weston item. And then if you look for an Alexia label, that's also made by Lamb Weston.
All across the United States.
All across the United States.
It must be pretty neat to know that the products that you guys are producing here are around the world.
It is. It's fun. It's exciting to know that we can service such a broad base of customers, anything from domestic to international. We want to have that fantastic taste and quality that our customers expect, and we're going to deliver on that every single time.
Hundreds of family farms grow potatoes in Washington, making it one of the top potato-producing states in the nation. 90% of those potatoes are exported out of the state, and many of them head overseas. I chatted with the Washington State Potato Commission's Executive Director, Chris Voigt, about growing potatoes for people all over the world.
Why is Washington the perfect place to grow potatoes?
There's so many reasons.
Count the ways.
Yes. First of all, really, I would say the long growing season. It just gives us a really long time to grow our potatoes, a lot longer than other places in the country. And then the Cascade Mountains have provided just the perfect, rich, fertile, volcanic soil that is just absolutely perfect for growing potatoes in.
Awesome. How important are family farms to the potato industry here in Washington?
We wouldn't have potato farms if it wasn't for the families. Literally about 99% of all the potato farmers out there are family farms. They are amazing stewards of the land, and I think a lot of it is because of that family farming operation mentality.
So a lot of the potatoes get exported. Where are they going?
But literally, you can just follow the Pacific Rim, and that's where you're going to see both our fresh potatoes and our processed potatoes. You're going to see them obviously in Japan, in China, Taiwan, South Korea, the Philippines, Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, Vietnam. We're headed out to Burma to try to sell some Washington potatoes there later this fall. Literally all the way around the Pacific Rim, Central America.
Now you did something special with potatoes, right? For about 60 days?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
So I ate potatoes, nothing but potatoes, for 60 days. And nothing on them. No butter, no sour cream, just literally potatoes and a little bit of seasoning, salt, pepper, oregano, thyme, or chives.
So give me an idea of like a day's diet would be like.
Okay, I had to eat 20 of them a day.
Really?
To get 2,200 calories. Because potatoes are actually pretty low in calories. So I had to eat 2,200 calories of potatoes, which is about 20 potatoes. And so I was literally eating a potato like every hour. I mean, it was hard. I mean,
Oh dear.
but it was fun. It was a neat
Yeah.
experiment, and I was just hoping to be alive at the end of 60 days. Actually, I got healthier. Actually, there was a nice study done at the University of Washington showing that the potato is actually the most economical item in the produce aisle to supply nutrients. So we were pretty happy about that study.
Thank you so much for having us out here, Chris. We appreciate it. And I am going to eat more potatoes, I think.
All right, yeah, and enjoy some of the other Washington produce on top of your potato to complement it. So
Yeah. Thank you so much. Coming up, we're back at Araya's place and using some of those Washington potatoes to make a delicious curry dish. We're back at Araya's place where they're serving up delicious vegan Thai food to the people of Seattle. This was the first vegan Thai restaurant to open in the Northwest, and customers boast that it's the best. So you're been coming here for a long time?
Almost 20 years.
I've always thought vegetarian stuff was kind of bland, and this is fantastic.
It's always really, really good. It's always really tasty, and everything is always consistent.
You try to be different than the other vegan Thai places. How do you manage to do that?
Okay, so a lot of vegan places in the United States, they try to put a lot of fake meat aspects in vegan food, but in our family, we try to focus on the fresh vegetables.
Now we're hopping in the kitchen with the owner, Araya, to make some delicious potato curry. Araya says food is always better when it tastes and looks good, so we're going to make our potatoes look fancy. First, we peel them.
It's a peeler that has like some scores in it or something, right?
Then once they're peeled, we slice them in half and cut designs in them.
So we're gonna make kind of like a little bit of the flour things.
I'm gonna make a flour out of a potato.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what I'm doing.
You're doing good.
Thank you.
Then we're on to making the curry with Cherie's help.
So we're gonna do our own Araya's signature potato curry, which is like a massaman curry.
First, we melt some coconut oil in a hot pan.
You wanna stir the oil so it melts a little bit like this.
And I've been tasked with crushing a few cloves of garlic.
Pound away, right?
Yeah, pound away, pound it hard.
Quickly.
Yeah, quickly.
We add our garlic to the coconut oil, followed by massaman curry paste, red curry, cumin powder, and coconut milk.
See how pretty the color is?
Once the coconut milk is stirred in, we add tamarind sauce, salt, and sugar.
The Thai food is not like baking something. So even anyone said that you have to put this spoon, that spoon, you always have to taste it, and you can add
a little
whatever
bit
you
more.
like.
Right. That already looks good.
Now we want to add the potato.
The star of the show, the potato,
The
right?
star of the potato. Washington potatoes.
Then we throw in some tofu and homemade seitan as a meat substitute and some crushed Thai chilies.
I got it for you.
He's gonna show me how to do it. That's how you do it.
That's how you do it.
I'm like, la 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 la.
Then we toss in cashews to the curry just before it's finished to add a little crunch.
Other people usually use regular peanuts, but in our family we like cashews.
All the food is not only taste delicious. You have to make it look delicious too.
Yeah, and smell the different smells. And
Now it's ready to serve.
that was fast.
Yeah.
That was fast.
We scoop our curry onto the plate.
It looks delicious and the color is
Yeah,
gorgeous.
isn't it gorgeous?
Yeah.
Then top it with roasted cinnamon sticks, star anise, a little more coconut milk, and some bay leaves for a garnish.
Now it's done.
And finally, the moment I've been waiting for.
Let's dig in.
Let's go.
Not bad, huh?
Not bad. No, it's excellent.
Thank you
It
very
is
much.
so lovely.
It's delicious because of Washington potato.
Thank you so much. Love it.
To get the full recipe for Araya's potato curry, log on to our website at wagrown.com.
Washington State
hosts an array of collegiate and professional sports teams. We root, wave, swoop, and tailgate at world-class levels. Because many of the games occur in the mid to later part of the day, you'll most likely encounter needing to eat at the game. Unless you're willing to stand in a food line for what can seem like a painfully long time, you'll be subject to ordering from limited options at your seat. Food is deeply intertwined within sports culture. The actor Kevin James makes a joke about being upset at the guy eating only an apple next to him during the football game. But in Washington State, eating an apple is state pride. Arriving hungry at the game is common, and an apple probably won't get you through the third quarter. A good strategy to minimize your time waiting for food is to step in line as soon as possible and then head to your seat. Once you sit down, it takes a lot more effort to leave the game and grab some grub. Stadium and arena food has stepped up beyond hot dogs and cotton candy. By taking a moment to scan the food infield, you'll find options from gourmet sandwiches, shish kebabs, potato salad, and even vegan burgers. One final strategy: after drinking your cold beer, switching to water will help keep you hydrated and saves you a few hundred calories. All is not lost if you don't order food before finding your seat. There will always be someone with a booming voice to hand you a pretzel, hot dog, or beer, so you can spend more time cheering and less time in line.
Coming up, we're cooking up a tasty potato dish with the galloping gourmet himself, Graham Kerr.
Washington grows thousands of potatoes that are shipped all over the world. Now, how are they using the potatoes in other countries? Just about the same as we are. As a matter of fact, I got a bag of Japanese potato chips here that are not barbecue, they're not sour cream and onion. No. These are salt and seaweed. I'm here at Washington State University, and I'm gonna see what the students here think about these salt and seaweed potato chips. All right, Therese, do you like potato chips?
Yeah.
What's your favorite kind of potato chips?
Oh Lord, there's so many.
There are, there's tons of varieties.
Cheddar and sour cream.
Cheddar and sour cream, I like those too. I got a bag of chips from Japan that are made with Washington potatoes.
Ooh.
Okay, so I want you to try them, see what you think of the flavor, and tell me if you like them or not. There's kind of like this, what is that? He's thinking.
It's weird.
Weird?
It's pretty weird, yeah.
Kind of tastes like I just ate a baked potato.
Kind of like a baked potato? Well, that's good. They are potato chips.
Dill, sour cream and onion.
You're getting a unique flavor out of it, though.
I don't know. It tastes like kind of like seaweed.
Kind of like seaweed?
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Nice work. Salt and seaweed. Give your palate a gold trophy.
Oh.
Oh.
I taste it now.
People would say, oh, seaweed? No, but it's pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
Would you have another one?
Yeah.
Have another one.
Okay.
Salt and seaweed right there.
Interesting. That's awesome.
It is.
Potatoes from Washington in Japan.
Who knew?
We're at the marine terminal here at the port, and you can see the West Seattle Bridge in the background and a ship actually having containers loaded onto it. And this is where the ships come to either have the containers taken off or the containers put on the ships so that they can head off to their next destination. Salmon, potatoes, hops, and apples are just some of the products that come and go from the Port of Seattle. This is the first stop for the trucks carrying the containers here at the port. They have to stop here first and check in, and then basically they're told where to go next. I'm here with Seattle Port Commissioner Bill Bryant, and we are in the heart of the port right now.
We are in the heart of the port.
Tell us exactly where we're at. We're surrounded by all kinds of action.
We're on Terminal 5, which is one of the major terminals here at the port that can accommodate large ships. We want to remodel it to accommodate the even larger ships.
More, okay.
The ships right over there probably takes about 6,000 to 9,000 containers, but the new generation of ships take 16,000 containers.
Right, so we are just seeing more and more.
We're seeing more and more growth, and a lot of that is to service our industries in Washington State, such as the potato industry.
Right, so how important is this port to the state's ag business and the products that we have
This
here?
port and the port in Tacoma, the ports in Puget Sound are very important to our agricultural business. We will ship about $4.3 billion in agricultural products out through the Port of Seattle this year. that's in apples, that's in hay, that's in frozen fries, and a lot of other commodities that are grown in Washington State.
Wow.
If we didn't have these deep water ports here, those products would have to be shipped through California or Canada, and that'd be a real disadvantage to our producers.
That would. How much money are we talking about, like for the economy and all that?
4.3 billion is the value of the exports,
Yeah.
but that's not really taking into account the job-generating power of the port. The Port of Seattle estimates that this port facility, the marine port, is responsible for about 100,000 jobs around Washington State. Those are jobs in apple packing plants in Chelan, and potato processing facilities in the Tri-Cities, and hay yards in Ellensburg. So it has a job-generating influence around Washington State.
What are the main products that are being exported from here?
The largest product, agricultural product from Washington State would be hay. The products that are using refrigerated containers, and we just had one, there's one right there. Those are refrigerated containers. The largest products going out in refrigerated containers would be frozen fries and apples. What's happening is those will get loaded into refrigerated containers in eastern central Washington. Those containers will come here by truck, and then those refrigerated containers will be loaded on. The refrigeration will be maintained during voyage, and then they'll arrive in Manila or Seoul or Singapore or wherever the frozen fries will ultimately be consumed.
Yeah, we saw a container of kiwis. Obviously, they are not from here.
Right.
They came here. Well, I mean, what kind of products are we seeing that are being imported to us?
Oh, well, while we are a major producer of apples, for example, we still do import apples from New Zealand. We're importing kiwis from New Zealand. We'll import grapes from countries during the off-season so that we can have fresh produce in our supermarkets all year round. So while we are exporters, we're also importers of a number of goods.
We are in the one and only Graham Kerr's kitchen. Thank you.
It's such a pleasure
Thank
having
you.
you back here.
Thank you. What are we going to make?
Well, I just nipped down the road and I have thousands of acres of potatoes out there just saying, come and get me.
You do. Yeah,
That's
you
right.
do, don't you?
That's it.
Right.
That's Skagit
Just
Valley.
in those fields out in the Skagit Valley.
So these are my neighbors.
Yes. Hello, neighbors. They're beautiful neighbors, aren't they?
Aren't they? And they're so patriotic.
Yes.
You know, we're moderately patriotic
Right.
together with
So
your hair on my shirt.
We're gonna feature some of these
Yes,
guys.
we are. I'm going to lift these up in a boat and create a wonderful dish that is brand spanking new. Nobody knows about this yet.
Really?
So this is the launch. Okay?
love that.
We just call it
Launch.
the potato boat, or the Skagit
enough.
potato boat. if you like.
Skagit potato boat.
So we're looking at also a locally grown delicata squash. And this is a fairly small one. They do grow a little bit bigger than that.
To prepare our squash, we cut it in half and scoop out the seeds. Then we spray it with butter and throw it in the oven for a half hour.
What I do is I go and buy a larger pack of this mixed vegetable stuff.
Yeah.
And I use this when those days when I am pushed. And I can come back and I still want plant food, Fred, my darling, because I found out that the more plants you have, the healthier you are. There's no question of doubt about that.
Yeah.
When they harvest this and put it together, everything speeds up and it's about as fresh as you can get it by the time it's frozen.
Yeah.
So from a nourishment point of view, though I prefer the food out of my garden and farmers markets, the fact of the matter is this is still good stuff. And it's ready for me.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So that just hits in a saute pan so that it's just beginning to, you can just hear it.
Okay.
And this is a jar of pesto, which is Parmesan cheese and olive oil and basil. So just 2 teaspoonfuls of that will season that in a marvelous way. I have boiled these until they were just done. What we do with these is either, if they're very small, they can be left alone. Like these ones are quite small. And I just want to cut those up so that I've got...
Oh, look at how pretty that is.
Isn't that marvelous?
Yeah.
And some of them, I grew a very purple one recently that came straight from Peru to me. And it was horrible.
Oh, no.
So I just keep on having the ones that come up from down the road and they're
That's
perfect.
right. Down the road is always better.
All right, so I'm going to distribute these into, there we go, pop them in, darling. Try and cram them in.
Then we top our potatoes with our pesto vegetable medley.
This is egg beaters with a twist, and I was responsible for getting them to do this, so I rather like it. I'm going to drizzle that in between the potatoes so that it fills the boat up.
So this is egg beaters with a little bit of southwestern.
Yes, it is.
Something
It's got a southwestern seasoning.
And you told them that this would be good, and they did it.
Yeah.
Because everyone listens
Isn't
to
that
Graham
cool?
Kerr.
No, it's the only person who's ever listened to me.
I love it.
To finish our dish, we top it with pepper jack cheese and a dash of smoked paprika. Then we broil it until the cheese melts. Once it's finished, we add some of our extra vegetables to the side, top it all with a little parsley, and voila!
Look how beautiful that is.
Potato, the cheese, and the delicata together. All right.
I think I have
Good.
everything.
I've got it.
I'm not really sure.
Ah.
Here, I'm going to get some of that.
So good.
So good. So good, it's all over my face.
There. Now, you imagine that you've got a roast turkey and you've got the delicata and the potatoes as the standard Northwest, Pacific Northwest accompaniment to a turkey for Thanksgiving. Wasn't it perfect?
So good.
I'm actually rather impressed with that.
You should be. You should be. It's so good. Good job.
Thank you.
To get the full recipe for Graham's Skagit potato boats, head to our website at wagrown.com.
With more than $4 billion worth of Washington agricultural products being exported from here, you can see just how important agriculture is to our state. That's it for this episode of Washington Grown. We'll see you next time.